Hi, I'm Gus G, and I haven't made a video in more than 2.5 years. But I would like to at least do the occasional video now and then, and I got this new setup with a ring light tripod thing that I am now testing for light modes and light intensity and to see how it reflects on the books and stuff. And this is quite the improvement comparing to what I had before. I used to record videos on the piano keyboard, and for that I would take the ironing board, where you iron your clothes, your shirts and stuff, and I would put it in front of the piano and use it as a base for the iPad I was filming with. But in this video, I would like to talk about the books I've read in these last 2.5 years that I got most impressed with. And this is one of them, Berlin by Jason Lutz. It collects the 22 issues he created over 22 years from 1996 to 2018. And I had very, very high expectations on this book. It is a monster with about 700 pages or so. I had very high expectations, and although they were not fully met, this is very, very good. Lutz plays with many characters in here and many subplots. The story covers the period between 1928 and 1931, so the times when the Nazi party rose to power in Germany, and it all takes place in Berlin, and the way Lutz depicts the old city, the pre-war Berlin, is probably magnificent. I have no base to compare it with anything else, but he did put, I'm sure, a lot of work in studying and showing how the architecture of Berlin, and in that sense, I'm sure this book is absolutely magnificent. But I was a little bit disappointed, especially because I've always been very interested in World War II, and I was expecting this to be more focused on the politics of the time, but it kind of isn't. Although the rise of the Nazi Party and its struggle with the Communist Party is always in the background, I was expecting that at least one of the subplots or some of the characters would maybe be high members of the Nazi Party, and I was expecting that kind of highlight of the political matters, but this is mostly a slice of life of common people in that period. And then, for those of you who know me better, I have a pet peeve with the way. I have two pet peeves with comics. One is about smoking pipes, and there's hardly a graphic novel which does not depict at least one pipe smoker, and the other is about classical clothes. And the thing Jason Lutz misses in this graphic novel from beginning to end is understanding that female clothes button to the opposite side of men's clothes. So a man's coat like this one buttons from left to right, but a woman's coat would button the other way around. And that kind of it's my pet peeve. We are all allowed to some of that. But as I said, really nice book, really interesting read, beautiful art, and beautiful dialogues, and it is extremely successful on how ambitious it is on dealing with so many characters and so many subplots. Then, a book I recently read, well, both Asterius, Polyp and Berlin were read already in 2021. And I was never one to have favorites, favorite things, favorite foods, favorite color. Well, the concept of favorite color by itself is a little ridiculous for me. But I didn't have a favorite graphic novel, and now I think I do. Asterius Polyp is that good. I just found it absolutely perfectly planned, perfectly executed. It has kind of a visual formality to the extreme. It covers all the elements of graphic narrative, of visual graphic narrative, and it does it so well. I am surely going to do a video just about Asterius Polyp, but I want it to be a more structured video with my thoughts well organized. I'm starting to work on it, so without any guarantees, I hope I can present that sometime soon. But absolutely loved it and highly recommend it. It's a masterpiece, really. Neil Gaiman's Sandman Overture, one of the most visual, luxurious books I've ever seen. It's absolutely beautiful. J.H. Williams' art to the extreme. It's beautiful. Then some Richard Corbin. This is the first time I ever read anything by Richard Corbin. Looking at his art style, I always kind of thought it was not for me. At first sight, I didn't enjoy the body proportions, but giving it a chance, I fell in love with his style. I think it's absolutely marvelous, and I will be looking out for much more Richard Corbin, as much as I can, honestly. And in fact, just this week there's a Portuguese edition coming out with his adaptation of Edgar Allan Poe's stories, and I'm certainly gonna get that one. May Corbin rest in peace. Sean Murphy's Punk Rock Jesus, which has a really nice initial premise. They collected Jesus Christ DNA from the holy, how you call it, holy shred. Well, whatever. You get the picture. They collect some Jesus Christ DNA, impregnate young virgin lady with it, and then they broadcast it all through a TV reality show. The birth of the baby and the new Jesus Christ growing up. It is an excellent premise, kind of not perfectly developed in my opinion, but still a very fun book to read, and I do like Sean Murphy's art. And the final book I have to show is Life is Good by Seth. I'm getting more and more interested in this kind of visually unpretentious autobiographical or semi-autobiographical genre. I'm waiting in the mail for some more of Seth's, and also some by Chester Brown, and this was a pleasure to read. The only down point, this is a Portuguese edition, and the lettering is really, really tiny. I mean, this is a small book, but really, really tiny lettering. I think the English edition also features some small lettering, but with a different font, which makes it easier to read. This one is was kind of a struggle to read, but I'm really interested in this genre of comics. So this is it for today. Mainly a testing video and an obvious comeback. Thank you so much for watching, and mind the comics.